everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Brockport Weekly. I'm Emily Namanis.
I'm Liu Jiang. Today we will give you a great show. Okay, Emily, do you have anything interesting to share with us?
Not much. We have a lot of interesting things coming up, and why don't you talk about those?
Okay, good. We have plenty of good stories for you today. For our first story, freshmen have already become really involved on the campus by deciding to be part of the living, learning community. Mackenzie Moore went to find out what are these programs are really about.
Community is a group of students with common interests who choose to live together and share the same experiences throughout their freshman year. In 2008, the first living learning communities were formed here at Brockport. We spoke with Sarah Georgia, coordinator for Living Learning Communities.
So we started with math and science in the Brockport Global Village because we knew we had faculty support in those areas and could really develop them well. And so far, we still have them. They're in their third year and they're doing really great, and since then we just keep adding more communities. Overall, we want to provide our students with a great experience. We want to offer field trips and bring in faculty. That's actually one of the biggest goals, is to connect students with faculty outside of the classroom.
This week starts the beginning of the leadership workshops, and on Saturday, the greenhouse will be participating in a coastal cleanup. Georgia said faculty and students are impressed with the program, although they feel it's still not enough.
The negative feedback that I'm getting is that not enough people know about it yet. And the faculty interactions that we have, each community has different faculty that they work with, and the faculty are really excited about what we're doing.
The freshman living learning communities are located in Thompson and McLean halls. The students that I've spoken with have said that their community has been essential in connecting them with the campus, students, and faculty. For Brockport Weekly, I'm Mackenzie Moore.
For more information on living learning communities, please visit brockport.edu/LLC.
This year, the college at Brockport is requiring sophomore students to live on campus. This week, I spoke with Residential Life's Associate Director, David Badgley, to find out why this policy was being implemented. Starting next fall with the class of 2011, sophomores are required to live on campus.
The message is clear. If you come here next year, you would be in a situation where you'd be asked to stay on campus for your first and your second year.
Brockport believes that this change will be beneficial to sophomores' overall success.
Research tells us that some students are very successful in their first year. They get into the sophomore year and the quote-unquote sophomore slump hits. So it's really based on program, an opportunity for the campus as a whole to really support some of the students coming out of a successful first year and making sure they're successful as sophomores, which in the end, most cases, they'll be staying with us through their 4 years. So
about 75 to 80% of sophomores already live on campus, and by next year, all residence halls will be open, so there will be no shortage of housing.
We have McVicker is down under complete renovation, and starting summer of 2011, all of our buildings will be back up and ready. So we'll have all of our beds that we had from a few years ago.
If a student lives within 30 miles of campus with a primary guardian, he or she is not required to live on campus. So if you're living with your family or your guardian, you don't actually have to live on campus both years. But I lived on campus my sophomore year, and I thought it was so much fun.
Really? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being on campus my sophomore year too.
Yeah, it's just easier. You don't need a car. I lived in Bramley at the time.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Yeah. So anything good going for the weather this weekend?
Actually, it's going to be looking really nice for our homecoming weekend, especially tomorrow. Let me show you what it's going to be looking like for the next couple of days.
Okay,
thank you. Let's take a look at your Friday forecast. Now we're going to be seeing some near record heat. This heat is going to be caused by this high pressure system moving up across the coast. Now even though this pressure system and this heat is going to be a little warmer than usual, we can expect it to be a very comfortable day. Taking a look at your weekend forecast, this polar jet stream that is moving across is going to be pulling some warmer temperatures up across the Midwest, bringing down some cooler temperatures toward us. As of 11:09 p.m. last night, summer has faded and the first day of fall has begun. We can expect our fall foliage peak between early and mid-October, and I'm sure many of you have already noticed some of the colors of the leaves changing already. For your Friday night out, we can expect a low of 59 degrees and winds coming from the west between 15 and 17 miles per hour. We also have some possible gusts that will be up to 27 miles per hour. Although we have some chances of thunderstorms later in the night, we can expect it to be breezy and nice night. For your 5-day forecast, we can see Friday a high of 84, Saturday cooling down to 64, Sunday 66, Monday a high of 71, and Tuesday a high of 73. Hoping you all have a wonderful homecoming weekend. With your campus forecast, I'm Alyssa Mitchell.
That looks great. I'm so excited that it's staying warm because
Yeah.
I really don't like the winter.
Yeah, I like the warm weather too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now we're going to head over to Sarah in the kitchen and see what she is cooking for us this week.
Welcome to the weekly recipe. This week we'll be roasting potatoes. For the recipe, you'll need potatoes, salt, olive oil, and pepper. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you'll want to peel your small white potatoes. I did this ahead of time. So first peel them. Then I like to cut them in half because you're going to want to make small slices with them. It's easy if you put the flat side down and then cut them again. I'm just using 2 potatoes today just to make a small amount, but you can make this with as many or as few as you'd like. Now that I have the potatoes cut, I'm going to transfer them over to a baking pan and spread them out. Make sure none of them are overlapping each other. Then, once they're all on the pan, take your olive oil and just drizzle it right on top. And then you're going to put salt and pepper on to taste. Sprinkle it right over. Same with the salt. And take a spatula, just mix them up so that they're all coated pretty well. And I put these in the oven for about 20 minutes to a half an hour at 350 degrees. You want them to cook till they're nice and brown and crispy. So every once in a while, go check on them, move them around so that all the sides are getting cooked. So we're going to put them in the oven and bake them. So take them out of the oven. They'll be starting to crisp and turn a little golden. That's how you'll know they're done. And I'm going to transfer them to a bowl so that they'll cool before we sample them. Now that the potatoes are cool, you can try one. These are my favorite kind of potatoes. My mom always asks what I want for dinner, and I always suggest these. You can also put a little hot sauce on them. Some people like to do that, or ketchup, but I like them just the way they are. So to see the recipe for the roasted potatoes, visit brockporttv.com.
Well, that actually looked really delicious.
Right, I love potatoes too.
Yeah.
Right. But well, as a girl, I'm not a big fan of sports, but I like the eagle nest.
Yeah, they really do a good overview of sports, even if you don't want to actually go watch the games.
Mhm.
So right now we'll take it over to Mike Baggerman and Ryan Gates at the Eagles Nest.